that dream, keep it alive, and just work hard and make it happen.
Well, they know exactly what's in it for them when they follow you.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Breakthrough Moment podcast. Today's special guest is Alexander Pfeffer. Thank you so much for jumping on here, man.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm excited about
I'm really
your show.
excited. Yeah, man, I'm super excited for this. You have your background is also network marketing, which is mine, but you're also a speaker, a business coach, content creator. You've been featured in Direct Selling Magazine, DSM Digital Mag, Lux Media Studio, Next Economy Magazine, Next Economy Magazine, among others. And also you've achieved amazing success in network marketing, and now you do network marketing coaching, but you've also got your own university. So you really help people with their fitness, editing skills, sales skills online, and it's your last name, university.com. So pfefferuniversity.com. So I'll link all the links around here, guys, for you guys to check him out. And for those of you who are joining the podcast for the very first time, the Breakthrough Moment podcast is all around sharing the breakthrough pivotal moments in entrepreneurs' life and their career that broke them into the next level of success. And as they share their breakthroughs, us at home can also have those breakthroughs as well. So, man, let's jump straight into this. Super pumped to hear what's been some of your breakthrough moments throughout your career. What's been like maybe the biggest one? And start with that.
Mm-hmm. I had multiple breakthroughs in my career during my business, and one of them was in the year 2020 when I moved to Dominican Republic thanks to my network marketing business. So I booked a one-way flight 10,000 kilometers away from my home. I'm originally from Austria, and I was there, and I realized one thing, that nobody is coming to save me. It's my responsibility what I create with my life. I cannot rely on the government. I cannot rely on anybody else or some family members to save you when you do some things that are not good. So that was one of the realizations, one of my breakthroughs, like, okay, I have to make this work. And I have to create a masterpiece out of my life when I'm 70 years old, when I look back and I look at my life and I want to say, what an unique life experience. So, and that was basically the first situation where I said, okay, I need to make this work. The second breakthrough, what I had in my network marketing business, when I was around 4 years in the business, but then I didn't have the success what I wanted. So mentally, I was already far more ahead, but I didn't have the results. So, and I was like, why? What is the thing that is truly holding me back? Why cannot put 100% action in one direction? So, and when I took the decision, and everybody can reinvent their lives like this, if you are truly willing to do whatever it takes, and if you think about a situation when life where you're like, okay, I don't want to have this, that's not me, that's not my standard that I have. So, and you need to understand, I was frustrated. I earned around $3,000 after like 4 years in network marketing. That wasn't good enough for me. And once it was New Year 2021, I said, now I really want to do it. And I took a decision. And the breakthrough happens when you truly decide that you make it work right now. Not next week, not in a month. So I decided I bring this thing to the top. There are only two options. I die trying, or you see me at the top of the mountain, but I'm not coming back. So, and with that situation, I was focusing on one thing. I was focusing on the activity that truly moves the needle. Because most people, they do the wrong things. We get caught up in things like watching Instagram, watching TV, distracting ourselves, doing things that doesn't create the result because it's great work, because it's great. Of course, it's more comfortable to do some things on the phone and to waste time, but we all know the thing, what we truly want in life is on the other side of fear, and we are afraid of doing that. So, and when I took the decision to work like crazy and to only focus on the things that truly moves the needle and makes a difference in my business, this is when the breakthrough happened. And what I mean by breakthrough is I tripled my sales volume in less than 1.5 months, because I was only focusing on who can produce volume in my organization and who can I help to make more money in the business. And I did this focused 1.5 months, no distraction. I was eating, sleeping 8 hours, because I always prioritize my sleep, because if we are not healthy, it doesn't bring you anything if you have a couple zeros on your bank account. I work out 6 times a week to stay in shape, because I don't want to sit on a jet ski when I'm, 55 and I cannot drive it because I don't have the power, right? It's also not good. So I always prioritize my health, and I only focused on the things that create the results. And I worked like 1.5 months, very focused. And I had a sales volume of around $100,000 in a single month, just by focusing on the things and by taking that decision. I was sick and tired of not having that success, what I deserved. And then I said, okay, I need to do more of the things that create the better results. And since then, the rest is history. And what people know, I think most of them know what they really have to do to go to the next level. But the thing is, we just don't do it, because we just try it maybe to sneak away somewhere around or do something different. But then we realize we don't get the result what we want. So we have to take radical action in that direction. What we all know inside, deep in our heart, that makes a difference. And this is how my breakthrough happened during my network marketing career.
So good, man. So good. Epic breakthroughs. Congratulations. That's awesome. If there are other entrepreneurs out there, maybe other network marketers out there who are in your similar position, what advice do you have for them?
The thing is, we always have some ideas. And this is an advice for people in general. It doesn't matter which business you're in. If you're in network marketing, if you sell some other stuff, if you provide a service, there's one thing that makes a difference where 99% of people fail. And this is speed. If you have an idea, you need to ask yourself, how fast can it be done? Because that makes a difference. So I'll give you an example. I know a person, I want to introduce them to the business, but I don't do it. I just postpone it and do some other stuff. And I have that thought in my brain for like a week. The problem with that is that my brain cannot come up with new ideas because the old idea wasn't executed so far. So nobody did it. I didn't do it, and I'm still thinking about I have to do this one particular thing. But now I lost a week. In that week, no idea came, and I didn't create anything because I didn't take action. So as soon as you have the idea, you have to execute as fast as possible, because then you see if it works or if it doesn't work. And I give you an example what I did. When I was in Mexico, I launched my coaching program, The Game Plan. And this is a network marketing course for people where I explain everything what I did to reach more than 12,000 a month in commissions in network marketing. It's a step-by-step plan that you can follow. So I decided to launch that program and to help people all over the world. I recorded the program in German and in English. The thing was that I didn't have so much time to do that because I was running out of money, because the company where I worked before, they got sold and I needed to create another income stream. So I called a friend of mine, a developer, and I said, look, I cannot code a website. You are good at coding. Can you do me a favor? Can you make the website? I'll provide the content, and we launched that in 2 weeks. And he said, you're going to do it. So he collected some facts about me. I sent him some stuff. He made the website, and I created the program. I recorded more than 10 hours videos in German and in English in less than 2 weeks. And I launched it, and we made in the second month more than $13,000 just from that coaching program. I never sold a course before. I was not really in coaching before, but I had my experience in network marketing, what helped me a lot to lead people, to sell, to communicate more effectively. And that all came up with the implementation of speed. Even now, for example, like sometimes I think, what else can I do to grow my business? I have an idea and I get it done. And then I see, does it work or not? And this is, for example, the number one advice, because the majority, 99% of people, they are just too slow. And if you are too slow, you get left behind. And you cannot compete with other people. Everything is competition. The woman I want, other men want. The money I want, other men want, right? It's like it's competing. But how can you build your character to a level that you can execute fast, that you have a clear mind? For example, that's the reason why I don't drink. I stopped drinking alcohol when I was 22 years old. I'm now 29. The reason why I stopped is because I started my business and I want to be focused. And what people don't understand is if you drink, you lose 2 days. The day when you drink and the day afterwards when you recover. And I don't want to slow down. I don't have time now, even in that age where we're living, that you cannot waste a day. Because some people, they just take it away from you. It's like you have to pay rent every single day. You have to deliver every day. I cannot afford to just do nothing, right? I cannot afford that my brain slows down, because then the competitors have advantage over me, and I don't want it. I want to be sharp. I want to have a clear mind. And if you think about it, there is no single advantage that you can have when you start drinking alcohol, because the problems that you have, they don't disappear when you're drinking. You just don't think about it. But on the next day, the problems are still here and you are weaker. So it's even horrible. So, and that's the reason why I said, okay, there's no advantage. I don't want to do it. Because I have one life. I take care of my body and I want to live until I'm 100. So, and this is how I think. And this is very difficult if you are like that. Of course you have success, because you can't, otherwise it's not possible. Right? Because you put yourself into that pole position. And that's what you need to understand. Speed.
Nice. That's what they say. Speed is sexy. Speed gets it done. And because the mind gets in the way, right? The negative chatter, the negative beliefs, the habits, the things, or people, their opinion gets in the way and clouds that. But if you can be fast, you don't have time to think. Don't think, just do, right? Cool, man. This is awesome. Pearls of wisdom. I'm super curious. If you were to go back to the beginning of your journey, I think beginning of when you were 22 years old, and if you could just change one thing that would have helped your business today, what would that have been? What would that one thing be?
The one thing would be I would work smarter and I would work more focused. Because I realized there was a lot of time what I didn't use. For example, what I could use more effectively, what would bring me the results faster. But on the other side, I wouldn't change anything, because every step what I did led to the person that I am today. And I can say, and I can look in the mirror and I'm proud of myself because I kept my word. For example, I was in my first network marketing event, 2017. There was an event in Italy, in Milan, 7,000 people. And that was the decision if I start network marketing, fully committed, or if I'm going to stop it, because it didn't work out in the first 5 months as I imagined. So I saw people walking on stage. And I looked at that stage and I said, I'm going to do this and I will cross that stage. I don't care how long it takes, I will do it. And every year in October, they had like a big company convention somewhere in Europe. And 5 years later, I had a recognition on that stage and I got an award. And you know what was interesting? I didn't even think about that anymore. It was kind of out of my mind. But I just promised it myself 2017 that I'm going to do it. And I stood there 5 years later. And when I unpacked my entire network marketing story, when I launched my coaching program, I really realized that I just kept my word for 5 years. So if I say something, it's basically set in stone. And this is the reason most people, they struggle with confidence. And confidence comes through competence. You cannot be confident when you're not good at anything. And confidence also comes when you say something and you're going to do it. Because then you look in the mirror and you're proud of yourself because you did it. You did what you say. And most people say, yeah, do this, do this, do this. But you know it, Zac, as good as I know, most people never do it. And that starts with just small things. So for example, last time, I think it was like a week ago, I said to my girl, because she asked me, like, how many how many push-ups can you do? And I said, I don't know, maybe 40, 50. So I don't know, I need to try, And then she said, yeah, do it now. And I said, no, I don't do it now. You know when I do it? I do it tomorrow at 5 a.m. in the morning. And she said, but I don't wake up. And I said, of course you wake up. And she said, no, I don't want to wake up. So, and then tomorrow, 5 a.m., the alarm rings, and I looked at the phone, and I said, Christina, I'm making push-ups now. And she said, no, I sleep. And then I went in the living room, and I was thinking, if I wouldn't do the push-ups, nobody ever would realize. But the thing is, I would know. And that would bother me. That would bother me to my core. So I just started to make push-ups, 5 a.m. in the morning. I made I think 55. And then I just went back to bed. Just that I can say, I say something and I gotta do it. Right? So because that's all it's about. You have to become a sayer. You have to say things and you have to deliver it. And this is where people feel it, that you are that person that they want to work with.
100%. Say commitment, doing that thing or committing to it and following through on it, taking the action of that. That's huge, man. So, and it just starts the smallest things, being conscious. Yeah. Doing some push-ups, putting in the calendar, following through on it. Say you're going to follow someone up, then you follow them up, or, whatever you're going to do, you just got to follow through on that. I think as a man, I think it's super important for high levels of integrity, high levels of congruency. And yeah, that energy fully shows and people will feel that. And that creates trust and allows you to be a strong leader. So definitely this is a two-part question. Okay. How do you see AI impacting your industry, network marketing, the online education? How do you see AI impacting? And secondly, what AIs are you using right now? Any cool AIs?
So how I see AI impacting the industry is to a certain degree. The thing is, network marketing is a people business, and they will always join people because of the feelings, because of how they make you feel. So the thing is that there are different AI tools that you can use, for example, with videos. You can take a video, what we make now here in the podcast, take 10 minutes, put it in an AI avatar, give them a script, and they speak almost like you. It looks like you. The thing is, right now, at this time when we record the podcast on the 22nd of November, 2024, it is not so advanced that you cannot tell the difference, but it's already super good. I think in the next 6 months, it will be almost impossible to see what is real and what isn't real. On the other side, I believe that we have to learn how to communicate effectively and how to communicate strong. Because, of course, you can maybe implement some AI tools even when you make Zoom calls, when you try to recruit people. But at the end of the day, you still have to become the best version of yourself, and you have to stay ahead. So how to use AI as a network marketer, for example, you have the chat bots that you can use, the different softwares where you say, what can I answer if that person asks me that question, But the thing is, you can also become so good at talking to people that you don't need that particular help, because that helps you even when you meet people in real life face to face. So for example, if you just use the chat bots, then it's difficult for you in real life when you have a real business conversation with a prospect. And so it always makes sense to become the best version of yourself and don't rely on AI. But for example, jobs that are very easily replaced by a robot, they are for sure gone in the next years, 100%. Because why wouldn't you? Let's say if I can buy a robot and I can pay once the robot, or if I have to pay an employee for an eternity and that does the work even 20% as good as the robot, if I see that from an entrepreneurial perspective, of course I choose the robot. Because at the end of the day, it's just numbers. At the end of the day, it's how much do I spend, how much do I make, and how much I keep in profit, right? So if I can see that, it's obvious. But there are some industries where it's difficult to replace. But the thing is, what I use, for example, and now I'll answer the second question, is when I make a podcast, for example, like this, or I interview people for my business, or I have some calls with prospects, people that join one of my programs, I take the entire conversation and I throw it in Opus.pro. And that's basically an AI tool what chops up long conversations, and you get reels with subtitles ready to use that you can share, and even gives you the rate on how high the probability is that this video goes viral. And this is, for example, the tools that I use, and some other stuff, of course, like CapCut, but I also have my own editor for the reels. So I have like a Pakistani guy overseas who are just more skilled, because on the AI tool, I still have to do the things. I have to check it and stuff like this. But the thing is, I have an editor, and I just send it to them, and they are editing my reels. And of course, the computer could also do that. Maybe you could get an assistant that is using the AI tool, so that is basically the same. And yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting, the AI wave that is coming, and it's already here since 2 years when ChatGPT launched, I think in November 2022, and it's insane. So for me, I use that. I use it every day, and I ask questions as like, how can I make a Black Friday deal? How can I structure that in 7 posts so I get more people to buy my coaching programs? And then you get so many good ideas where you're like, oh my God, I wouldn't. How can I do that? For example, what I did once is I said to ChatGPT, and that's super interesting. I said, act as Russell Brunson, the guy who has the ClickFunnels. And I said, act as Russell Brunson, you're my business coach. I sell this program. I explained the game plan coaching program, and create something for free, what I can give to people. And the machine replied, just create a game plan cheat sheet where you have the best video from your course transcribed into a PDF. And this is what you sell for like $7. And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. So I did this, and it was, I sent the whole video to my assistant. I said, transcribe it, put it in a PDF, and make it sexy. And I took the PDF, and then I sold it to somebody for $7. And from that $7, I sold my signature program because he already liked the thing that he learned. And I wouldn't even come up with that when I didn't ask ChatGPT for that, And I think most people, they don't really know how to use that because they don't see it. But if you really try a lot, and if you treat the machine like it would be a human, and if you speak to the machine like it would be human, you get amazing answers. And this is definitely a tool what I cannot imagine that I won't use anymore, because it gives you just an advantage. And this is basically for people that don't have, say, I don't want to hire employees, I cannot do this and this and this. This tool, ChatGPT, is basically 5 employees. And it saves you so much time. Or for example, I did a coaching call once, and I said, these are the notes from the AI note taker from Zoom, was already integrated. Take the whole text, make it more searchable with network marketing keywords, and create a description for my YouTube video. This is literally done in 45 seconds. And I have the perfect English. I don't need to talk about and think about anything. Copy, paste, upload on YouTube. I even have a title, It is perfect.
Genius. It is. It's really the ultimate tool in today's business world. If you're not using AI, guys, like, you got to get with it. Got to get with it. So that's awesome. Really smart. I think the key to it is asking the right questions, being curious, thinking outside the box, and just, I guess, sitting with it and going, how can I ask the best quality question right now that will help me in my business today? And it will come up with the $7 offer and content.
Mm-hmm.
And it's repurposing has never been easier. So with these podcasts as well, there's so much content, there's so much you can put out there, and it's really exciting. It's really exciting. Dude, I want to know, what do you feel like is the main message you want listeners to take today? What's the main thing you want people to listen to or realize today?
Mm-hmm. So what you need to realize is you only have one spin of life. It's not that you can say, I'm going to waste so many years, because most people, they live the same 6 months over and over again. And then they realize, I didn't live life to my full potential. And sometimes we live, if we would live for an eternity, if we would live forever. But the thing is, what if you're 80 years old and you look back and you think you didn't even live life to your full potential? And that scares me. That's what I'm afraid of. That I live a life of average. And I don't want to be average. So what I always did, and this is why I cannot wrap around my mind why people don't do this. So for example, I had one particular situation when I worked as a chef. And I said, and I really observed that situation. And I said, okay, I work as a chef now. Where does that path lead me? And do I like the outcome? And I was 21. And I saw people working in a 5-star hotel, director of all the kitchens. And he has basically the career what I'm striving for. So if I keep walking that path, I end up in that shoes of that guy. And then I asked myself, do I really want it? And then I looked at his life. And he had a small daughter back in the days. He didn't spend time with them because he was always working. He was driving an old car, but he was chef in a 5-star hotel. I was like, I don't want to end up like this guy, because he was already 35. And I was like, why should I do this? And I met other people. They said, okay, I'm 32 now, and now I decide to do something different because I cannot do this for the rest of my life. And then I realized, okay, it's interesting. So you tell me now that you say you cannot do that for the rest of your life, but you realize now, until working 10 years in that industry, that you cannot do it under the rest of your life, and now you're going to change. Why not just asking that question like 9 years ago? Because that would lead to a completely different outcome. And what I don't understand is why people don't observe that. Because and then you realized I could do so many other things. Because maybe we want to make some other people proud. Maybe the parents say you have to do this, and we want to make them proud, and you do that, and you live life of somebody else. And then you just harm yourself because you live somebody else's lives. And what is crazy, that most people, they just live if they would get maybe another life. But the problem is you only have one. So you need to take care of your body, and you need to take a look at your life, at the position where you are. Do I like the thing, what I have? Do I like the apartment where I live? Do I like the girlfriend that I have? Do I like the relationship what I'm in? Do I like the job that I do? Was it always my dream, or what do I really want? And I want to challenge you, if you listen to that podcast, do one thing, because now it's November 22. Write down how your perfect year would look like in 2025. Write it down. And I do this every year. And write down every single thing. Let's say somebody comes to you and say, look, I come to you, Zac, and I say, Zac, everything what you write down will come true in 2025. It doesn't matter what you write, it will become true. You can wish for everything. So what you do is basically you start and you write down step by step. You write down and you say, okay, I want this. I want to live there. I want to have that life. I want to have that routine. I want to be that person and that. And you write it down close. And then you have basically how your perfect year will look like. And what you do next is you read it every day. Because your subconscious mind is leading you to that life that you truly want. And even that should be so epic and so phenomenal that if you read that, you will become inspired. And at the other side, you think, if only 10% of that will come true, that will be the best year of my life. And you know what's crazy? I did exactly that. 1.5 years ago, I wrote it down. And I said, I live in Miami with a beautiful woman, and I can see the ocean from the bedroom. And you know what's crazy? We came there in August last year, 2023, and we had an apartment in the 38th floor, and you could see the ocean from the living room, from the bedroom. And I was like, how crazy is that? It's insane. But most people, they just don't even know what they want. And if you don't write it down, how should your subconscious mind know where it should lead you? Right? And this is insane. And I always want to do it, because I said, what if maybe I have a rebirth in my next year and I'm a rainworm? And I and I get eaten by a duck when I'm 2 weeks old, you know? I don't know. You never know, you know? And now I'm in this situation. I have this life. I'm in that body. I have that mind. I have to create a masterpiece and help as many people as possible to reach their potential and to make something significant with their lives.
Well said, man. Well said, 100%. Write it out every single day, visualize it, talk about it, read it before bed, read it as you wake up. It makes a difference, 100%. Dude, how can people get in touch with you? What's your website? What are your socials? Obviously, I'll link it around the video, but what's the best way people can get in touch?
Check the link in the description, and when you search for _ Alex Pfeffer, then you find my Instagram account. And when you go to the gameplan.club, you see my network marketing course. And when you go to pfefferuniversity.com, then you see all the other courses about AI, sales training. I have a fitness program. It's called Killer Shape, and how to cut videos on the phone, get collaborations in 5-star hotel. And
Nice.
there are definitely enough opportunities to reach out to me. And if you have questions about business, if you want to level up in your business, if you want to have particular questions about network marketing, just reach out to me, or you can also book a call. And then I'm super excited to meet you.
Unreal. So good, guys. Get in touch with Alex. Yeah, you guys are going to be well impressed with his work. So check it out online. I'll link the videos and the links around the video here in the description. Dude, any final comments?
Get clear what you want. You get clear what you want, and I help you now because it's very easy to, it's always, okay, I want this, I want that, I want that. But how do I actually get it? So what you do is you write down what you want, and then you take it in ChatGPT, the whole thing, and say, I want this, that this will be my life in the next 2 years. What do I need to do to get there? Then you will get answers from the machine. And then you do that. You say to the machine, what's your number one priority? That the machine knows what's most important for you. And then you write, give me a detailed daily plan, what I have to execute to reach that goal. Then you write the goal again. And then you help, and then you get more ideas what you need to do to get to that level. Because as a man, we need a purpose. We need a vision. We need to know where we have to go. Because otherwise it's a boring life. Otherwise you just waste your entire existence. And nobody will ever be proud of you. And you want to be proud of yourself. And you want to look in the mirror and you want to say, it's crazy what I pulled off. And this is what you need to do. And this is what you do right now after that episode. Because I want you to succeed.
That's it, man. Awesome. Appreciate this. Thank you so much for being a guest on the podcast. It's been an epic conversation. Everyone at home, check out Alex. I'll send links around the video. Till next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. Bye.